Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It seems like yesterday, but it's been 15 years since I got in the hobby, and I was scared of the functions, of configuration variables, all of that technical jargon. I had a simple F0, 1, and 2 DCC controller, and I could not grasp the concept at first. It scared the crap out of me. But companies like Broadway Limited have kind of approached this to help new modelers and help existing modelers when they don't want to get into their programming menus of their DCC controllers to kind of remedy this. And years ago they released an address changer, and now in the exact same format in terms of layout of the controller we have a CV Setter. So this will set your configuration variables. These things are programmed into your decoders with lots of different options. So you can change lighting, output, brightness, you can change sounds, you can change prime movers, and all these different things with configuration variables. So for people that aren't familiar with them, or even for the people that are and don't want to get into their menus, this is probably a good option, but we're going to test it out, show you how it works, unbox it, all that jazz, starting right now. So in the box of the CV Setter, just a little flap here that we pull down. Zoom out a little bit so we can see the unboxing, but you open it up and out comes a manual, plastic blister packaging, if you will, and a power cord. So you will need to provide like the alligator clamps, or whatever you want to call it, that will go to alligator clips that will go to your track, or however you want to wire that up to your track, but these are the terminals for the track. And it needs to have power, so the little power pack is included. So that is the simple unboxing. You have simple instructions on the back. You can pause that to take a look and get it straightened out for you. So you don't have to look at the manual, but there's also the manual, which looks like 9 pages of information. Shows you how to wire that up if you want to use the CV Setter. Hooking up wiring is pretty easy. Like I said, I've got these little alligator clips here that you just can prong onto your track. Strip the wire on the end there and cut it down to size. And you unscrew these posts and then screw them after you looped that wire through. It's pretty much as simple as that for making contact. So in this case I'm doing black, as I have black and white, so I'll just do black to black and red to white, but that is all there is to it, other than the power cord, which is a simple barrel plug. Goes right here. And then everybody should know where this goes, unless you're not in the US, and then you just have a different version. Into the wall. Alright, so all I've done is clipped these to the track. This is a dead area of track on my layout that I've been too lazy to get around to. And we'll be able to set some CVs and read some CVs. That's another thing this does, is read CVs on this track here. Now, obviously how you hook it up to your layout may vary, but that is how it's done here. So we'll do that for this demonstration at least. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of things with this Broadway Limited ES44AC. This is a Paragon 3, so I figured it'll be good to test Broadway Limited's abilities on. First, to read the CVs, you're going to put the locomotive on the track. Obviously, you press the yellow CV value, and so you'll see the letter C on the screen. and use the 3 select CV value buttons to display the CV you want to read. So let's see, I want 255, for example. And we're going to then press the read track button, which is right here. Okay, so 255 set to a value of 0. So that's reading. Now, one other thing, we'll go ahead and set a CV. So this is programmed to 977, so I'm going to go ahead and reset it. So we'll do, so resetting a decoder is Broadway Limited's, for Broadway Limited is CV 8 to 8. So to write CVs, basically, is our next step. Okay, so again, this was programmed to the cab number. I'm going to return it to the default setting of 3. So to set a CV, you got to place the locomotive on the program section, obviously. And you press the CV value button again until the letter C is shown. Then you use the 3 buttons to set the CV. So this is CV 8 to 8, so we don't have to hit anything on these first 2. And then after you hit that, you're going to hit the CV button, and you're going to hit what you want it to, and then you're going to hit set. So now it's showing CV 8 to 8, and we'll go test that on my track real quick. So now 977 is on the track. I'm going to go to locomotive number 3, which is default. So that's returned all the factory defaults, and I'm going to turn the throttle up. And there we have it. So you see 3, moving throttle, stopping throttle. Locomotive responds appropriately, so you have the CV on this Broadway Limited successfully reset. Now we have a Walthers locomotive, and it is equipped with ESU Loc Sound. And again, we have the cab number programmed in. It is not on address 3, so I'm going to go here and show you setting it. I'm going to try without the instructions to see how user-friendly this is and see if I remember how to do it. So I'm going to go to CV value. If I want to read it, I just go to CV whatever, and I hit read, and that'll read the CV. I don't know if 8, see, I'm not really familiar with CVs off the top of my head, so I'd have to bust out the manual, but I think CV 8 is, in this case, 151, but we want to write it to 8. So we're going to go ahead and do that by going to CV value. We're going to go to 8. We're going to hit CV value again. And we're going to go to 8. We're going to set it. So it looks like it memorized the last time I set the CV 8 to 8 and kept that data. So I hear the locomotive making little click noises, which means it's getting the information, and now CV 8 is to 8, so we'll test this out real quick. Back to address 3. 8 is startup. So that is all working correctly as well. And actually, these decoders have been somewhat problematic for me, so it's good that we tested the ESU Loc Sound decoder, because not the decoders overall, just for some reason these locomotives have been giving me a little bit of grief. I get it, you guys are probably tired of seeing CVs reset, but we have a third one for the just the decoder being reset, and this is a Tsunami 2 Athearn product, and we have CV 128 is what we're going to do for volume there. So I'll go to a value here, and I'll go to 128. Go over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to read that value. So that's at 100. Now it goes to 255. So let's listen to what 100 sounds like, and then we'll go up to 255. So there's 100 at idle. Pretty loud, obviously, but it goes up to 255, so let's put it up to at least 200. I don't know if I want to blow the speaker. All right, we're going to go to the CV value of 128. We're going to read it because I think I already set it to 200 off screen, but I might have done it wrong. Yep, 200. So now it is up significantly from before. Let's listen to the sound. I can tell you right now that's definitely louder. That is near the max. 255 is the max, so definitely louder here on this locomotive. So that CV was successfully changed. Well, I don't know what you think, but it's pretty cool little setup here. You got the instructions on the back. I was going against my better male nature and looking at the manual, but they've got them on the back too, so that's good. One other thing I didn't mention is the decoder little plug-in here. There's an 8-pin decoder. You can plug the decoder directly in, and instead of read track, you'd hit read decoder, and then you can read the CV from that and set them as well. So you can use the track, you can use a 8-pin plug-in decoder, or even an adapter, you know, to have an 8-pin work on this programmer, or CV setter, I should say. So it's a CV setter. CV reader is really what it is. Really cool. All the manufacturers we tried, which were Athearn, Broadway Limited, I'm sorry, I should say Athearn / Tsunami 2, Broadway Limited / Paragon 3, and the ESU Loc Sound in the Walthers locomotive all worked, and the manual lists most, if not all, the manufacturers, and I asked if there's any manufacturers that don't work, and they said no. So am I going to run you through every one? No, but I did want to test some of the big three to see how they would react, and they all programmed first time out, no problems. So with that said, no run by or anything, just wanted you guys to be aware of this. So we'll see you next time right here on the channel. Take care.